Hi, my name is Evelyn Archibald, and this is my project for the Globalization and You assignment. So I'm going to start off with some basic facts about me. I live in Cochrane, Alberta. I have 3 siblings, 1 sister and 2 brothers. I'm the youngest. Both of my parents are still together. We all live in the same house. We are a family of belief. We are Christian, so certain traditions like Christmas and Easter, we celebrate them for the Christian reasons other than just it being a part of Western culture. In our family, we are mainly Ukrainian, Polish, and English. We have 2 pieces of artwork that are related to 2 of the cultures. One of them is a Polish carved fork and spoon. They were passed down to me from my Polish grandmother, in which I was named after. And we also have a Ukrainian grandfather clock, which was given to my mother from her grandfather. And they hang in our house, and they are a huge part of our culture and a huge part of the art in our culture. And it's very important. Whenever I've been asked about my belief and where I come from and that kind of thing, I always tell people that I'm Christian and that I'm Ukrainian, Polish, and English. And the Christian thing is normally the thing that sparks people's interest the most, which when I was first ever asked this question, I never really thought about my religion as something to be questioned, but you find people who really think that your own belief is unintelligent, and you find other people who think that they may not agree with it, but it's fine if you believe in it. And you have other people who are really interested in why you believe in it and really want to get to know why. And being a person who comes from an upper middle class, primarily European background family, we are quite westernized, so most people think that we are quite basic or very run-of-the-mill typical people, which I can agree with. We don't have anything about us that is immediately striking as oh, you have some kind of a cultural background kind of thing, which you don't really think about when you are talking to someone who is completely westernized and completely European. Therefore, in the world, I am perceived as very typical, run-of-the-mill, basic, whatever word people want to use. I'm also, a lot of the time, perceived as being if someone were to come up to me and talk to me, they wouldn't expect me to be so accepting. That's another big one with being very European, is people of color and other people of ethnic backgrounds. A lot of times whenever I've met them or I've talked to them, they assume that I may or may not choose to be racist or insulting towards whatever. I was not raised that way, but it is a perception that people who come from white backgrounds are more likely to be racist towards people who come from ethnic backgrounds. So that is a really nasty perceiving factor of being basic. We are an English-speaking family, as you can tell. Not much of my relatives speak their native language anymore, which is quite disappointing, but it is a part of it. We also since we are so westernized and other things like that, we grew up believing in role models, not in our culture, but more in a westernized setting of TV, movies, athletes, that kind of thing. And that was the way that we were raised. So, to sum this all up, people's perception of me in the world and of my family is that I am more or less the basic Canadian, typical kind of like light-skinned person who comes from an upper middle class family that has siblings and parents are together, even though that's not as common nowadays. So I've just always been viewed as basic. I've never gotten the view of being different in any way. So that was my personal presentation of what my background is and what my personal life looks like and how others perceive me who do not know me and do not know my past. And that is practically it. That's as much as I can really sum up in a decent amount of time. So thank you for your time, and I hope that you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you. Bye.